Hey, how's it going? I know it's been a while since we've done a live show, a few weeks or something like that, but I couldn't resist doing one since this is we're talking about the finale, series finale of Steven Universe, and also I'm kind of officially quarantined now with this coronavirus thing that's going on. So expect to see some more live videos. And also, I'm happy to announce that I am officially done being totally freaked out to the point of not being able to do anything. So I'm back to doing videos. I've recorded a couple. I have a couple in the can. I'm gonna uh, record some this weekend. So I'm gonna get back to work, so to speak. And I'm also writing again. I spent about a week being kind of like really uncomfortable about like everything. So I'm actually better now. I am currently laid off from work because of the coronavirus. The good news is that it seems like I have a job waiting for me once it's done. So, hopefully the job is not crumbled to nothing. So, that'd be good. Um, we'll see about that. But you know what? I can't really worry about that too much. We got a big thing going on. We got the end of the Steven Universe series as we know it. Although there's been some talk about maybe there would be some sort of continuation, but Rebecca Sugar, I think last week, kind of like put the kibosh on that, where she said there would be no comic book continuation of that, which means the Boom series won't be doing that. And as far as she's concerned, if it does, it's not with her help, not with her consent, not to be canon. So I'm not sure if the Boom's comic series will continue. We'll see. My assumption right now is they would basically just kind of keep doing like simple one shots and stuff like that. Hey, Marion, welcome aboard. You're the first to the after party. So I thought I'd just talk to everybody and let them know that I'm back to work with the Romanos, and I have a bunch of comics I haven't reviewed that I've bought in the last couple of weeks that I'd like to talk about. Like I'm going to be recording reviews of Spider-Woman 1, The Edge, Chess 1 and 2. I recorded a one shot of the what do you call it, the one shot that they did, which was pretty nice. But I haven't really talked about the regular series, so I'm going to be doing that. And here we go, Steven Universe After Party. I also want to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man and Mary Jane. And I picked this up the other day. I actually forgot to get it last week. So here is Outlaw #1. I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited to read that. And let me just share this video on Twitter so people know. Let's see. The most exciting part ever is watching me share stuff online. That's really good. It's good TV. All right. And here we go. I'm going to share this on Facebooks. Ugh. And let me just share this on the Real Manos Facebook page. And we will go. Da-da-da. Okay, good. All right, let's talk about this Steven Universe thing that all the kids are all about. Let's see. Marion says, "Man, this feels like the end of an era," and it certainly does. They definitely did a good job making it feel that way. Let's see. Uh, The series has been really interesting. So it's akin to like whenever they repackage an existing TV show. Like I guess a good example is the Justice League Unlimited series, which basically was just Justice League, but they expanded it, had a different format, so they rebranded it Justice League Unlimited. Although, to be honest, forgive me if I always just called it Justice League. And that's what this was. And this was set up as kind of a proper epilogue, and kind of they did something interesting. They didn't just simply uh, kind of deal with the plot fallout of what had happened in the series as they dealt with the like emotional fallout, and they told a separate story about that because for a while there'd be times and scenes where people would talk about how traumatizing some of the things that would happen to Stephen and some of the other characters in the show about how traumatizing this would be for kids if they were going through this situation, and they were listening and they were paying attention, which is what I think is really fascinating about this series. Yeah, I was really happy when Stephen and Connie kissed. I was kind of hoping Connie would. Well, and when it was established, or I had hoped that Stephen and Connie would be out together at some point at the ending, but the way they set it up at the beginning of the season, beginning of the series, was that Connie had her own thing going on, and there's no way in hell that Connie and the crew would, sacrifice that. And of course, there's the promise and kind of the hints that there's a future for them afterwards, and that's kind of what the show is about. Is uh, that's why it was called the future in the first place. Is kind of deciding who you're going to be and looking towards the future and feeling the future. So yeah, I'm just still kind of like I feel really I feel a little overwhelmed, quietly overwhelmed. Is there such thing? Can you be quietly overwhelmed? I don't know, but about the show, and I had hoped that the actual last episode would do. Connie's got lions, so Steven seeing, yeah, I mean, they can see each other anytime. Plus, also, we got this thing called computers, and that we can just talk to each other all the time, and they can teleport. So uh, it's really nice. I was the last episode is what I was hoping they'd do. Is like they would resolve the initial problem of the season, and we'd have a chance to breathe with one last episode. And since they did that with KO in their last episode, their very last episode, I assume that's what they've been doing here, and thankfully they did that. So what's really nice is the very last episode, the future, really does feel like a first season episode, like maybe in the first like dozen episodes. Um, it has that kind of like I don't know what to call it, uh, that kind of easygoing kind of like pacing to it, which is perfect. It brings you back. And let's see, I loved the design of Steven's monster. Yeah, I really love that. I'll get into that too. I agree. I really enjoyed the look of that creature. Um, so yeah, what they were planning to do was what I was hoping they'd do was what they did, and it was just really perfect the way they went about it. Oh man, so I'll be doing a couple of reviews. I haven't been talking about the show as they've been coming out. Mainly, most of the series, the first half of the season came out in December, and I was way too busy. And there were times where I didn't see episodes until a day or two afterwards. So that's kind of in YouTube time forever. So who cares? Um, so I decided, like after a couple weeks of missing episodes, I decided like I'll do a couple videos after the show is concluded because I knew how they were going to work it. So I had that like opportunity to do that, and that kind of convenience to like just sit and take in the show and not have to rush out reviews about every episode, because I know I'm not the round table. Not 20,000 people are watching in the first hour. I'll be lucky to get 20 people watching one of my videos sometimes. So I thought, okay, why don't I just watch the show? I'll do a couple videos afterwards. I'm going to do a full kind of spoiler-ish review by myself, and I'm going to do another one with Mr. Multiverse, who used to be known as Deadpoolzilla. We're going to do another Steveolution episode where we're going to discuss it, which would be fun. So, and I might do more Steven Universe episodes. I know I'd want to do a couple of comic reviews of some of the stuff they've done. Like the Harmony comic I've been wanting to review, and I still haven't reviewed that, so I'll do that. But at the last minute, like yesterday, pretty much, I decided, why don't I sit down and just talk about my feelings about watching the end of the show, which is kind of mean a lot to me. And I might even record a separate video really discussing that. But this show is kind of like, it's been very relatable. It's been very therapeutic. And, it's just been fun to watch. And it's one of those shows you either just, you kind of just, I don't want to say get it, because that's kind of such a catchphrase for jerks, but it's one of those shows that kind of means something to you or doesn't. And that will factor in your enjoyment of the show. If it speaks to you, then okay, that's kind of important to the show, and that's what it's really meant to me over the years. And I'm like really happy that the show got to say what it needed to say, do what it wanted to do, and complete that. So it's really it's really beautiful to end on this note and have getting to say one more thing about Steven's relationship with Gems, and of course how that impacted his life. And it's just really moving to me to watch it. So it didn't really focus on some things, and that's pretty typical in what the show does and how they go about the story, is that it's not about the bigger, larger, intricate plot. And it's focused on how this big, intricate plot affects its main characters and even some of its antagonists. And they stayed true with that with this series, because I did wonder, when they announced it, how different it would be from the actual show. Would they do a complete turnaround on points of view, and would it be more plot driven? And they didn't go about that. And I know, because there's still some lingering things how's the rest of the world reacting to this new race of women that are just there all of a sudden, that have always been there? And the show's not interested in that. And it takes place enough time in the future where, hey, look, that worked itself out. People are still dealing with it. We're talking about this particular thing, and this is their story, and that's how they're going to tell it. You can't as fans, you can speculate and stuff like that, but you can't really expect and demand a creator to tell the story you want, in the way you want to do it, because it's not your story. It's not your thing. I guess that's what fan fiction's for. So I got Marion here, and let's see, Pearl Bismuth getting together. I didn't see coming. You know what? I didn't totally see that coming, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised, because they did seem really chummy in the brief scenes they were in together, particularly the way they were in Bismuth's first episode. They were really kind of tight. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's not surprising. The relationship hasn't been totally, solidified. They're hanging out together in the Everything's Fine episode. But that's kind of all we had. I think we were given enough, to be satisfied with. I think. Um, I'm curious. Was Yellow Pearl getting married to somebody? Did I miss that? Did you get that? Like,
They were making wedding armor, but I
yeah,
don't
for who?
know.
Yeah, for who?
I don't know if it was just a class demonstration.
Yeah, or I don't know. Yellow Diamond, Yellow Pearl, like had this look on her face of
Yeah.
this kind of smug, feeling like I'm getting married, bitches.
Oh.
I don't know. Blue Pearl wasn't around, so they didn't really give any like clear visual hints that was it. But I don't know. I don't know. And that's kind of one of the things I like about the show, and from like day one to today, is that you're given hints of like a larger world and people doing their own things, even though we're not seeing them, even when we're not partaking. And that's something I kind of like about it. It makes the world feel lived in. I know some fans like demand to know everything and every detail, and it's like uh, they're not obligated to give you every detail. And if anything, I think that makes it more fun because you get to do stupid speculation videos, and you can discuss with other fans about what you think this means and what they're doing. I like their 39 states in America. Um, I like how we just pop that out at the end. I'm gonna travel through all 39 states. Um, I wonder if Florida's an official state because it's an island.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I mean, Hawaii is an island. Um, wonder if I wonder if Hawaii is a state. I don't know. Now, of course, I say Hawaii, but whatever it's called in their universe. That's something that's also been kind of fun. Is just the subtlety of the differences in the planet. Like they don't make a big deal out of it. It's just because I mean, this is the world they know of. So I mean, why would they make a big deal out of it? I think that's just really interesting because you forget about it because they don't go like every episode. Florida is like an island over there. I'm like, no, it's just every once in a while you'll just see a map and go, where the fuck is Florida? Oh, it's down there. That's like Bugs Bunny did saw it off. Oh wow. Yeah, let's see. So, uh, let's see. Don't have too many people watching. Just got a couple here. So, if anybody has any questions, just to let me know. I do love the design of the Steven. I know for like the entire season, people have been calling it a worm, but I had this feeling it was more of like kind of like a Godzilla like kaiju design. We were just only seeing the neck because it was so big. And in full form, it looks really good. I'll be honest. I was expecting him to destroy the temple.
I was expecting that a bit too.
Yeah, I was relieved that he wasn't going into town. They were able to keep him out of town, but I was like, "Man, he's going to destroy the temple in the last episode, isn't he?" And like, no, he didn't. It actually survived. Um, that's kind of been like almost from day one. Like, oh, in the last episode, that's going to get blown up and stuff like that. It's like, no, they didn't. Um, let's see. What was your reaction to Steven shattering Jasper? I was kind of in awe of it, really, the way they did it. I expected him to hurt her, and I wouldn't have been shocked. To be honest, I kind of expected something like that. But just the emotional weight they put on it was just, even though it's one of those things where I saw it coming, but like once I saw it and I saw the like weight they put into that scene, it still was extremely effective. Um, and it's funny how there were people theorizing that maybe Jasper would be the one to help him kind of like channel his anger, and much like Dragon Ball Z characters tend to do that. But I think people were way overestimating Jasper. Like she only amplified his negativity doing that, not channeling it into something positive, because that's not how she thinks. She's not a positive person. So of course she would be the one to kind of really kind of help screw that up even further. Let's see. You think Lapis is beyond who she was before? I think so. I think all the characters, including Steven, have their baggage, and that baggage is going to be with them. But the show is ending at a point where everybody's kind of in a good place emotionally. Like they still got their stuff, but they've been kind of figuring out how to deal with it, and it's not bad. Um, Not people in real life are able to achieve that, so good on them. Let's see. It was good to see Spinell again. Yeah, we saw a lot of Spinell in the last couple episodes. Um, let's see. I loved how much character development we saw in Lapis. Yeah, and yeah, there was also a few loose ends with some of the side characters, like like the evil Lapis with the curly hair, and of course Eyeball and blue. What's that short little bitch with the with the blue one? What's her name?
Oh,
Blue.
she has a long name. Never remember it.
The little one. The British one that's evil. That never. You know what I'm talking about, right?
A little icy one?
Yeah. No, not the icy one. The evil one. No, she's not evil. No, the one that kidnapped Steven.
Oh, Aquamarine.
Aquamarine, thank you. Oh, thank you. Marion answered it first. Oh, but yeah, that threat is lingering, but that's life. That is one of the things. Like, I'd hope that maybe they would, find some way to continue the series. Who knows? Like, right now we can only speculate if Cartoon Network and HBO Max might do some sort of continuation. They're doing specials for Adventure Time, and to be honest, I was not expecting them to do any kind of follow-ups on Adventure Time, but they're doing like 3 specials or something like that. So I would not be surprised if we see something like that with Steven. But I got to take Becca Sugar's word that, like, at this point, like, it's over. So it's like, okay, we have to kind of deal with the fact that it's over. So yeah, I'm really, really moved, and I'm satisfied. I think that was a beautiful ending to the show. I'm going to do a full review, and we're also going to do a spoiler cast too, with formerly known as Deadpoolzilla. We're going to have a discussion. We're probably going to do a full hour on it, where we talk about the show. And yeah, expect to see the first review in a couple days. I am, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am currently out of work because of the coronavirus quarantine. So I got time on my hands. So I guess I can properly pay attention to this channel again. Maybe get people watching it. That would be weird. It'd be weird to have a following again. That would be great. Hey, you think Steven's monster could go up against? Well, yes. I actually probably yes, because I think he has powers Godzilla does not have. And he just didn't really get to show them off because he was fighting his family. I mean, Godzilla doesn't fight his family, so Godzilla doesn't need to hold back. That is the first time I think I've seen a monster defeated by hugging it out.
Yeah.
I have to think. I have to think about some all the Incredible Hulk stories over the years, and see if there's been a hugging out defeat for the Hulk. That's probably the best I can think of. All right, I am gonna head out. So look, I'm getting back to work. I'm gonna be doing new videos. So thank you for joining me, and don't forget to buy Red Knight. Number 3 is available on the website in a couple days, and I'll be back doing more reviews. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for listening to me rant, and I'll see you on the other side. Good night, guys.